Albert Bierstadt's The Last of the Buffalo was displayed in Paris in 1889. While it was in Paris, Native American actors who were traveling with Buffalo Bill's Wild West got to see the painting in person.
My great-grandfather, Standing Bear, traveled with the Wild West show on the European tour in 1889. I spent 6 months in Paris, and all the time I was there, I tried to imagine what my ancestors must have been experiencing while they were in Paris. What a shock it must have been experiencing the cathedrals, the bridges, the architecture, and then all of a sudden to see in the window this representation of one of their people engaged in this primal encounter. And I'm sure it struck him because of everything else that was going on, you know, the urban environment. And just to be thrust before this great painting, you know, and almost with a sigh of relief, probably, this is me, this is my land, this is my life.
Bierstadt's The Last of the Buffalo is probably one of his greatest last paintings. It's a historical painting, it's about wildlife, and it's about native peoples. So it's a scene about finality, it's a scene about the end of an era, and it's also a scene celebrating that connectedness of the Indian and the buffalo. As one dies, the other dies. By 1887, Congress had passed the Dawes Act, which started to take the Indians' land away from them, even on their reservations. And at that time, there were only 500 buffalo left in all of North America. That painting is about wildlife and it's about native peoples. It's also related to the actual extinction of the buffalo on the plains. In the center section, you see a confrontation between a buffalo bull and an Indian mounted on a white horse. There's one small buffalo standing on the left-hand side of the composition. He's not exactly looking out at us, but he's looking at the confrontation that's happening, and that buffalo is already wounded, and he's interacting with the dramatic scene at the center. But what's really looking out at us is a skull in the foreground, and its black orbs are staring out at us and say, here's what you've done, America. Here's what your indifference to us has done. We are now dead and gone. And it's about the moment in our history when we were trying to finally come to grips with preserving something instead of just totally exploiting it.